Loading from the SD card. The wonders of owning a Wii and getting games from the Virtual Console. Anyway, greetings ladies and gentlemen, I am Mitch McKidd and welcome to another Let's Play, and today we are going to be playing a game from the Nintendo 64 again. Obvious from the title, we are playing Mario Kart 64. That nice, lovely, sweet engine sound. Nice to hear Charles Martinet's voice. Nice to see... Oh, Charles Martinet's voice is fantastic. We're going to start off with Mario, and to start things off, we're going to be playing the Mushroom Cup. Now, for anybody who wants to know about this Let's Play, I'm going to try and attempt to play all of the cups in 150cc. A lot of you are probably wondering, how does this Mario Kart rank? Well, as you probably can tell, in 2 months' time we're going to get Mario Kart 8, which will be 8 main entries in the series. That is 5 console games and 3 handheld titles. So out of the lot, how does this game fare up today? Unfortunately, we're off to a great start, aren't we? The game doesn't really fare well in today's standards. In my opinion, it ranks pretty much bottom of the lot. I know a lot of people are really going to be disagreeing with me at this point, but I think this game is pretty much the low point in the series, because it hasn't aged that well in terms of the graphical presentation and, of course, how it controls. As you probably can tell, this game isn't really that great, in my honest opinion. I just think it's the low point in the Mario Kart series, like I said. It's pretty much the worst Mario Kart game of the lot of the bunch. I'm not saying it's not a bad game by any means, it's just a lackluster experience that I had. All because of awkward controls, the power sliding system being a little bit, off and stiff, as well as the fact that the graphics are a little bit twitchy. The graphics didn't really age that well, to be fairly honest. And of course there are some cases where some of the courses feel overly too long, especially when it comes down to it, or boils down to it. This game actually has pretty much the longest tracks, and they can actually be overly spacious, as Johnny would say in his Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 review, unnecessarily spacious. Which is a case of one of the games which we'll be getting into later on. And you're a Wario, you're not gonna win. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And we've finished the first of the tracks. Now, in my honest opinion, another reason why I didn't really like this game is because the cards move. Not only are the cards deemed too long, but the cards move way too slow. Well, slower than that of Super Mario Kart. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a long LP, this is. But there's only 4 tracks. No, 16 tracks and 4 cups that we'll be doing today in this LP. And there are some instances where the AI can be incredibly annoying, can cheat quite a lot. And with those bloody Monty Moles, stupid Monty Moles, I just couldn't believe it. Sorry for that curse word, but I was blindsided by one of them. And what the heck? What on earth, Donkey Kong? Why did you do that to me? Mamma mia! That's what you get, Luigi. Yeah. The year of Luigi is no longer here at all. It has been the end of the year Luigi already, ladies and gentlemen. No more Luigi, sadly. His year of celebration is come to an end. Poor Luigi. Things are never going to be the same again for him. And I hit Bowser 2 times. There's not really that much I'm going to do to give them in order to avoid that creepy Bowser's laugh from that CDI game. Oh god, that that game really sucked. Get here, Toad, and let me blast you. There was one criticism I had with the shells. They every time they usually chase the player, but sometimes the red shells don't follow the path of the road. They just actually follow the character, and sometimes they'll go right towards the wall. It would not allow them to home in properly into the player. And that's why he came second, because the shells aren't really have a mind of their own. They sometimes work properly, but they have pretty much bad issues with homing into the nearest player. When they ever go to a wall, it'll just hit the wall and it will just not do anything. Koopa Troopa Beach. On a positive note, though, I will actually praise this game's track designs. Although some can be overly too long, overly spacious, I will say that most of the track designs are designed pretty well, especially this one. I actually get a kick out of this tropical theme as well. And the music as well, I also praise the music as well. The music is actually done pretty well. In terms of Nintendo 64 standards, this is really brilliant music. I will have to say this is far from the worst game on the Nintendo 64, but for a game at the time, I just feels, although it's outstanding at the time, looking back at it, it's beginning to feel dated. So nothing much has left to offer. There's nothing much to offer with this game, so pretty much everything must be done. I'm honestly don't know what to think about this game. Honestly though, I just think that this game is pretty much a bit of a... I just don't think this game really is that great, to be honest. I'm sorry about the pauses, I just found it hard to say what to think of the game. And my goodness, Toad, what on earth were you doing? You led me right into a palm tree. At least we got the final lap. Crash! Now get back here, Toad, and let me overtake you. Thank you. I actually get a kick out of this music. It's just absolutely awesome. I'm kind of glad they actually brought... If there was one thing I'm glad about some of the stages, I'm actually glad they brought them back in certain games, like Mario Kart. Like in Mario Kart 7, this one was brought back in Mario Kart 7, and it was much more faster to drive in as well. Okay, excuse me for a moment, I got to get my dinner. And welcome back. Sorry about that pause, I just had to get my dinner because I was called down by my mum just to get my dinner. I'm having my scampi at the moment. Well, now we're out to Calamari Desert. Now this is another interesting stage. Now this one is actually, there is a train. The course is actually crossed over with a train track that goes around, which is shown by an oval in the middle of the map. And interestingly enough, you'll have to stop in order to actually, in order to get through the actual track. When the train actually crosses over the actual track, you have to stop, or else you will get hit. It's quite an interesting track, to say the least. So it's really good. Excuse me for a moment. Sorry about that, I just wanted to eat a piece of scampi. My spread is scampi, so it's pretty good. And we're back with this game, Calamari Desert. Oh, Calamari Delta is actually a fish dish. So I'm actually eating this. How ironic. For a stage trying to actually be like it's for a stage that is actually like what it is, it's just absolutely designed pretty well. But despite the fact that the karts go overly too slow, even at 150cc, I just actually think the game is just absolutely great. I just actually think the stage is great. Not the game, the stage. Sorry about that. Anyway, with that being said, this game actually does have some actually good track designs, but is let down with the fact that the game's speed is overly just severely lacking in the speed department. Alongside that, I just feel that the game just doesn't really, well, it's not as good as Super Mario Kart or any of the sequels that followed. In fact, if there's anything that I would like to say, I would definitely put in the level of Mario Kart DS. Even though some people think Mario Kart DS is better, I just actually think it didn't age that well because the Nintendo Wi-Fi is being discontinued later on this year. I just don't think there's any point in owning it, rather than Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Wii I will keep because it has much more interesting features, but with Wi-Fi being discontinued, it's just a bit of a sad thing. But because of Nintendo Network, because Mario Kart 8 is coming out at the same month as the discontinuation of the actual service, I just think it doesn't really matter that much, considering that Mario Kart 8 is going to be an absolutely awesome game, and it's turned out to be brilliant as well. I'm really getting pumped because of the announcements thanks to Nintendo. My body is really ready. Anyway, with that being said, I've actually got first in the Mushroom Cup, 150cc, and out of all these celebration ceremonies, the champion ceremonies, this is pretty much the longest one of the series and can be a little bit monotonous. But there is something that really is amusing. If you go 4th or lower, or even 4th in general, because if you can't score points, you have to start over in the track again. Because if you are 4th, that means you will be chased. You'll go away soaking and get chased by a bomb car, which will blow up. But when you go 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, you get a trophy. You get a trophy that goes out the mouth of a giant cheap, pretty much similar to the first game. That was pretty great. This is pretty good animation though, but it's too long though. Congratulations! Charles Martinet's voice being absolutely awesome there. Anyway, with that being said, this has been the first part of the Mario Kart Let's Play, and with that being said, I'm Mitch McKidd saying good night. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys at the next part for where we're going to take on the Flower Cup. I'll see you then. Don't ever miss it.